Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about diversifying your friend group because I had a question about it. It's something I advocate. It's something that I think is not just beneficial to you as an individual, I think it benefits society at large if people from different demographics become friends, actual friends. And I got a question about how to do it. Basically, the person looked around and was like, wow, all of these people look like me. And they want to fix that, and that's good. There are hurdles that have to be overcome. Okay? Now, for some people, it's hard because you live in a geographic area where there is no diversity. That happens. But that's not most people. Most people, there is diversity around you. However, because different demographics do different things, the generalities that exist, you don't often run into each other. In the southern United States, this is all a holdover from the 1960s and before. It's why towns are the way they are. They're divided up more so than in a lot of other places. That extends to social activities as well. And you have to be aware of it because you're going to have to step outside your comfort zone. Now, one of the things that is a huge pitfall and something you have to be very aware of, especially if you're setting out to do this like intentionally, you can't tokenize people. You can't tokenize people. Make sure that the person from this other demographic that you are making friends with, you actually have something in common. They're your friend, not just, the black dude you hang out with. They're your friend. And I think the easiest way to get this across to people who look like me is I want you to picture a black restaurant. And there's two white guys who work there, me and Ben Shapiro. Odds are there aren't going to be a whole lot of people who like us both. Make sure that the person you're making friends with is somebody that you're actually friends with. Now, another downside, something that you have to overcome, is probably one of the reasons your friend group doesn't already look like this. Your friend group isn't already diverse. Unconscious bias. If you're setting out to do this, you're probably not an overtly racist person. That doesn't mean you don't have unconscious bias. Everybody does. We all like to pretend that we're enlightened, but we all have biases. Since people don't like to admit it, I'll give you one from me. For a while, I was very uneasy around Arab males. And it wasn't the reason that people would normally give for that. It had nothing to do with that. And I couldn't figure out what it was. But it was something that I noticed. I became very standoffish. It wasn't the final aha moment, but one of the big clues for me as to why this was happening was one of my friends whose family came over from Italy. They came over to visit, and I met them, and I got the exact same feeling. If you are familiar with the generalities of these two groups of people, you probably already know what it is. In the southern United States, we stand pretty far apart. We don't get close to each other. If you pull up to an ATM, like the kind you slide your card into, and somebody's already there, you're going to leave a car length of space between you and the next car. We don't get close. They did. It was that simple. It doesn't necessarily have to be something racist. It could just be a cultural thing that you're not comfortable with, you're not familiar with. And then you get to get over it, which is one of the benefits of having a diverse friend group. You're also going to say things that you shouldn't. Guaranteed. It's going to happen. When they tell you, hey, you're out of line, accept it. I have never had one of my friends say, that wasn't right, and me be in the right. It has never occurred. So accept it. Don't get defensive. They're trying to correct you. Take the correction. And everybody can agree with this, theoretically. Everybody agrees with that statement. If you don't look back on the person you were 10, 20, 30 years ago and just cringe, you haven't grown as a person. That's true of yesterday, too. Growth is a process. It takes place over time. I'll give you something that you can actually see happen on this channel. I was very fond of the word blind when this channel started. The word blind. I used it a lot. And I had somebody tell me, just kind of offhand, you need to eliminate that from your vocabulary. Okay, whatever. But I did it. And then what I found out when I was trying to find another word to use in its place is that I literally never meant blind when I was saying that. I meant unaware, willfully ignorant. I meant a bunch of things, none of them blind, and none of them good. Accept the criticism when it comes in and change. That's all anybody's going to ask. So doing this and having a group of friends that is very diverse is incredibly valuable. And it's not just the better food jokes, which, for real though, if you look like me, you're going to get some better food in your life. It's also the different viewpoints, so the way of looking at life in general. You understand a lot of social issues, a lot more, because you get to hear one of your friends just be completely fatalistic about an encounter with law enforcement. They're going to do what they're going to do. It helps you understand this stuff a little more. You get different stories. You get, your life becomes significantly enriched if you do this. And it does benefit society as a whole because it normalizes those friendships, which, we pretend like it's completely normal, but it's really not. The big thing that you have to watch out for, though, is tokenizing people. Because if you do that, not just are you not going to get all the benefits, you're actually going to make things worse. You're going to set the exact opposite example of what you want. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.